Hi, I'm Shari Berkowitz of the Vertical Workshop. Today, let's talk about ankle mobility or stability in the footwork exercises, toes, arches, and heels. Do we want a stable or a mobile ankle? So I'm talking in toes. Let's look at what stable ankle looks like. I keep my heels uplifted and keep a stable ankle. I go arches and I keep a stable ankle. And I go heels and I keep a stable ankle. Do we want that, or do we want a mobile ankle? That on the way in, I let my ankle bend. On the way in, I make sure my ankle bends. Same thing on the next one, I make sure my ankle bends. Okay, from the perspective of a biomechanist, which is me, you want your ankle to bend. When we move, when we walk, run, jump, get out of a chair, get off of the floor, your hip, knee, and ankle move. If your ankle gets stuck, locked, that's really dysfunctional. So why are we training footwork to have a dysfunctional chain of reaction from hip, knee, and ankle? Why aren't they moving together? You have plantar fasciitis? Guess what? Your ankle and hip are not relating to each other. They should be moving really well in sync with each other. You wear slides, you wear Birkenstocks, you wear flip-flops. That's locking your ankle and foot, and that becomes dysfunctional, and we don't want to teach that in our footwork. So what I strongly suggest is you need to stabilize your foot. Stabilize the sole of your foot and mobilize your ankle. What does that look like on toes? And on toes, that means I press out, and here I have the highest heel that I can. I have the greatest plantar flexion at my ankle that I can. And then when I bend in, I keep my heel and sole of foot right there, and I bend at my ankle. It feels like my heels get lower rather than higher. So I have my high heel is when I'm out, and it feels like I have to lower my heel to stabilize my foot, or rather, stabilize my foot, mobilize my ankle. So high heel feels like it gets lower, but you can see from watching, it stays in the same place. On arches, I strongly suggest you go to your lateral arch close to your heels, and you still work that plantar flexion at your ankle, and you reach, and then you bend at your ankle, and the sole of my foot is reaching on a diagonal towards down. I'm not doing a bird on a perch. I'm trying for when I'm out, plantar flexion, and then to bend at my ankle, keeping stable sole of foot. Then, when I come to dorsiflexion, heels, then I want to keep the sole of my foot where it is. It feels like I have to press the ball of my foot forward to press away and pull the ball of my foot towards my knees to resist the in. Ball of foot forward, ball of foot back. I'm still pulling my toes back because that's available to me. But if you have to pick one over the other, ankles versus toes, then pick ankles. If your ankles don't move, and when you walk, your toes won't move. You've got to have both. So toes were, I press out, my highest heel is when the carriage is out. When I bend in, it feels like I'm lowering my heels just to keep it the same. I come to my lateral arch close to my heel, and plantar flexion at my ankle, and reach, then stable foot, move at your ankle. Then when I come to heels, dorsiflexion, it feels like I have to press the ball of my foot forward to press away, and the ball of my foot into my knees to return. So again, we have mobile ankles in each position, and that is important, that we're not locking out the ankle. I encourage you to practice this. It's really great to have a mirror next to you. And then when you decide that you'd like to teach this to your clients, you as teacher come right up in front of your client, and you're able to put your hands at their heels or their feet and give them a sense of feedback. When it comes to the heel exercise, I make fists right against my client's ball of foot, and I say, press into me when you press the carriage out, pull away from me when you resist in, so they get a sense of where they need to be, where their foot needs to be in space. Stable foot for mobile ankle, knee, and hip. Play with it and let me know what you think about it. I'm not trying to emulate what Joseph Pilates did. I'm not, even though I'm a classicist. I'm trying to take his stuff and look at modern biomechanics and see how it relates. So give me a holler. Let me know how it works for you.